So I think often in our practice it's very easy, very common to have very high expectations of ourselves, and sometimes maybe even to expect perfection or be aiming for near perfection in our practice. And so often when we have very high expectations, usually that results in just a lot of frustration, because for the most part we're probably not really able to live up to those ideals. And oftentimes when we sit in formal meditation, we might begin with the thought that, okay, now my mind is going to become very peaceful during this meditation, and I'll enter a very deep state of concentration and maybe even have some kind of very deep insights. But for a lot of us, that's maybe not how most of our meditations go, and maybe there isn't any peace or happiness at all in that particular meditation. So it's very easy to feel very frustrated and kind of depressed maybe about our practice, and maybe think of just giving it up altogether. Even in the informal practice during the day, we might have the thought that I'd like to just be completely mindful and peaceful for the entire day, and I'm not going to be overwhelmed by excitement, and I'm not going to be overwhelmed by anger, I'm not going to be shaken by fear, and I'm just going to be completely at ease the whole day. But then when we actually live our day, then maybe it's not quite like that. Maybe we are overwhelmed by excitement. Maybe we become angry at somebody because of something that they said. Maybe we're quite anxious and fearful sometimes, and we feel a bit overwhelmed by that. So, so often we might be so far away from where we would like to be or where we think that we should be. And that, very often leads to just a lot of frustration, feeling that like, maybe I can't really do this practice. So I think that it's really much more skillful and much more helpful to instead be focusing on something that we can do, like focusing on, can I just be a little bit better than I currently am, or can I just live my day with a little bit more peace or a little bit less suffering when we sit meditation, instead of aiming for a very deep state of concentration. Can we just try to learn how to suffer just a little bit less? If we have a state of unhappiness present in the mind, can we just learn how to decrease that even just a little bit? And, during the day, instead of aiming for just constant ease all the time, can we just be a little bit less excited or angry? Can we be just a little bit less moved by fear? It might seem like a small thing. It might seem like it's not really, it's not really what we want. We're still so far away from this goal of making the mind perfect. But, very much the path that leads to perfection, the path that leads to a place of being completely at ease and being able to experience very deep states of happiness. It's like a path that is made up of many little steps, and the little steps are like just one step. Can I just suffer a little bit less? And can I just suffer a little bit less? And progressing like step by step in that way, eventually we come to a point where sometimes the suffering can pass away. Sometimes there can start to be happiness, and then the steps are like, how can I increase this happiness a little bit and a little bit? In that way, it's like we're walking on this path by taking little steps that we can do. We can accomplish those little steps, and it will lead us to a place of very profound happiness. So the path of perfection, or the path that leads to making the mind perfect, is like learning how to be at ease with imperfection and learning how to be at ease with dis-ease. So offer that for reflection this morning.